Urgent Dallas Cowboys FANS. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. All right, Cowboys fans, today we're diving deep into a topic that's been on everyone's mind, the state of the Dallas Cowboys offensive line. Now, if you've been paying attention, you know that the O-line has historically been one of the Cowboys' biggest strengths. It's been a cornerstone of their success over the years, a unit that's helped power strong rushing attacks, gave Dak Prescott time to throw, and generally kept the offense humming. But as with many NFL teams, the landscape is shifting, and the Cowboys are facing some pretty significant challenges up front. So let's get into what's happening, what it means for the team, and what we might expect moving forward. The Cowboys, over recent seasons, have been trying to rebuild and retool their offensive line. If you're a Cowboys fan, you remember the days when Zach Martin was the undisputed king of the line, a perennial All-Pro, a guy who seemed to be the backbone of the entire unit. Similarly, Sterance Steele, despite injuries, has been a franchise staple since he was drafted back in 2011. These two players, along with others like Travis Frederick and Lyle Collins, formed a formidable front that made life easier for Prescott and kept defenses on their toes. But now, the landscape has changed quite a bit. Zach Martin, after years of being a dominant force, has faced some injury setbacks, and Sterance Steele's durability has been questioned more frequently. A natural progression in the NFL, but one that leaves a noticeable void. The departures of Martin and Steele have undoubtedly put pressure on the Cowboys' front office to find new stars and to develop existing talent. And to be fair, there have been some bright spots. Tyler Smith, the young guard drafted in 2022, has shown promise. He's been a versatile piece on the line, capable of playing multiple positions, and many see him as a future cornerstone. Tyler Booker, a rookie in 2023, also has flashed potential, and fans are optimistic that he could develop into a reliable starter in the near future. But, as with any rebuild, there are questions, and fans are right to be concerned about consistency, especially at critical positions like tackle. Now, the tackle position is where things get really interesting and, frankly, a little concerning. Left tackle Tyler Guyton, who was brought in to compete and provide depth, has shown some flashes but also some struggles. You see, the left tackle position is arguably the most important on the line, especially in today's pass-heavy NFL. Protecting Dak Prescott's blind side is crucial, and if that position isn't anchored properly, it can spell trouble for the entire offense. But the biggest issue right now revolves around the right tackle spot, which has been a bit of a roller coaster, particularly with Sterance Steele. Sterance Steele, for those who might not remember, is a remarkable story. Signed as an undrafted free agent in 2020, Steele quickly made a name for himself by earning a starting spot as a rookie. His journey from being a long shot to a key starter was nothing short of inspiring. Cowboys rewarded him with a hefty 5-year, $87 million contract in 2023, a clear sign of the team's confidence in him. But as many of you know, Steele suffered a torn ACL at the end of the 2022 season, right before signing that big deal. And since coming back from that injury, his performance has been somewhat inconsistent. His Pro Football Focus grade has dropped, and his struggles in pass protection and run blocking have become more evident. In recent joint practices with the New Orleans Saints, the coaching staff made a notable move. They replaced Steele with Nate Thomas, a 7th-round pick from 2025. This wasn't just a random benching. It was a clear message that the coaching staff is actively evaluating its options. Thomas was initially seen as a developmental player, but now he's getting a shot to challenge Steele for that starting right tackle spot. The move is reportedly temporary, which is good news for Steele, but it also signals that the Cowboys aren't entirely happy with what they're seeing from him right now. And that's a critical point. When a team starts experimenting like this, it's because they want to see improvements fast, especially with the season just around the corner. What's even more telling is that the coaching staff, led by offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer, has been somewhat cautious. Schottenheimer mentioned that they want players to be versatile and able to swing between positions, which explains why they're giving Drew Shelton, a rookie drafted in the 4th round, some reps at left tackle. Shelton, who's still learning the ropes, has been getting evaluated closely. Most observers agree he's got a long way to go, but the Cowboys clearly see potential there. Still, this isn't just about rookies or young players, it's about the overall confidence in the line's edges, especially at tackle. And this brings us to a crucial point. The Cowboys' offensive line, as it stands, is facing some significant questions. The struggles of Steele, the uncertainty at left tackle, and the development of young players like Tyler Smith and Shelton all point to a larger issue: depth. The NFL is a game of injuries, and having quality backups and reliable starters on the bench can be the difference between a good season and a great one. The Cowboys historically have been a team that values offensive line stability, but right now, they're trying to figure out how to patch the gaps. There's been talk among fans and analysts about making blockbuster trades or signing big-name free agents to shore up the line, especially after the signing of Von Miller, which added some excitement to the offseason. But perhaps a more prudent approach for Dallas is to focus on making smart trades to bolster depth at tackle and possibly at running back, where the backup options behind Javonte Williams haven't exactly impressed. It's all about fortifying the roster, ensuring that Prescott has the protection he needs, and that the running game can be effective even if some starters go down. Now let's not forget, Steele did agree to a pay cut this spring, a significant move, considering the hefty contract he initially signed. That restructuring brought his guaranteed money down from around $87 million to about $33 million, which is still a lot, but it also indicates the team's willingness to work with him and keep him on the roster. If he hadn't agreed to that restructuring, the Cowboys might have been tempted to release him outright, saving some cap space. But instead, they're giving him another shot to prove he can bounce back after his injury and struggles. Looking ahead, the Cowboys' offense in 2026 could be a powerhouse if they manage to fix these issues up front. The talent is there: Prescott, C.D. Lamb, Tony Pollard, and a developing defense that's been among the league's best, but everything hinges on the line. If they can get better play from their tackles, especially at right tackle, and develop some of their younger players, they could see a significant leap in their overall performance. But the clock is ticking. The next couple of weeks are critical for Dallas. They need to establish better chemistry on the line, find some reliable backups, and perhaps make some strategic moves in the trade market. The season is approaching fast, and if they want to contend deep into January, they simply can't afford to have the offensive line be a weak link. It's a delicate balancing act, developing talent, managing injuries, and making smart roster moves. And for us fans, this is what makes the NFL so exciting: the constant drama, the high stakes, and watching your team adapt and fight through adversity. The Cowboys have a storied history of overcoming challenges. From the glory days of the 90s to recent playoff runs, they've always found ways to bounce back. But this season, the focus on the offensive line might be the key to unlocking that next level. They have the talent, they have the coaching staff, and now it's about executing, making the right adjustments, and perhaps making a few strategic moves in the coming weeks. So, Cowboys Nation, keep your eyes glued on training camp and preseason. Watch how these battles at tackle unfold. Will Steele find his form again? Can Tyler Guyton step up and solidify his spot? Will Drew Shelton or Nate Thomas emerge as viable options? All of these questions are swirling around, and every practice, every game will give us more clues. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this situation? Do you think the offensive line is fixable with the current roster, or do you believe a trade or free agent signing is inevitable? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Whether it's about roster moves, player performances, or strategic decisions, we're here to keep you informed and engaged. The season is just around the corner, and the Cowboys are at a crossroads, ready to prove they can overcome the hurdles and return to their winning ways. So, buckle up, Cowboys fans, because this ride is just getting started, and it's going to be one heck of a season.